Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're talking about something that changed a lot of people's lives.
We're talking about rapid English transformation, from basically non-fluent to genuinely fluent in just 90 days.
And I know that sounds impossible to some people, but we've seen it happen multiple times with real people.
So today, we're breaking down exactly how it's possible and what students actually did to achieve it.
The key thing to understand is that fluency isn't about grammar perfection. It's about being able to communicate confidently and smoothly.
And that can absolutely be achieved in 90 days, if you do the right things. Not just study, but practice specific skills.
So let's start with a real example. We worked with a student named Carlos from Brazil.
When we first met Carlos, his English was not great. He could speak individual words, but he couldn't form natural sentences.
He would say things like, I go to store yesterday for buying milk. Very grammatically broken.
But after exactly 90 days of following our methodology, he was speaking fluently. Natural sentences, good pronunciation, confident conversation.
So what did he actually do differently? That's the question everyone asks.
Well, first thing, he stopped studying grammar and started speaking every single day.
This is the biggest shift. Most English learners study passively. They read, they memorize, they do exercises.
But Carlos did something radical. He spoke out loud every single day for at least 1 hour.
And not just random speaking, he had a specific system. He would pick a topic each day and he would talk about it out loud for 30 minutes.
Just him alone talking to himself, explaining his day, describing things, answering questions he made up.
This forces you to think in English, not translate from your native language, because you're under time pressure.
When you're speaking fast, you don't have time to mentally translate. You just have to speak.
And that's where fluency comes from, not from knowing grammar, but from being able to access English quickly enough that you don't translate.
So that was step 1. Daily speaking practice, minimum 1 hour.
Step 2 was listening. Carlos listened to English podcasts, videos, audiobooks every single day.
And here's the key. He didn't just passively listen, he actively listened.
Meaning, he took notes. He wrote down phrases he didn't understand. He rewound and listened again.
Studies show that passive listening doesn't improve English much, but active listening, that's where real improvement happens.
So Carlos listened for about 45 minutes per day, actively.
Step 3 was reading. He read news articles, short stories, social media posts in English every single day.
About 30 minutes per day of reading, just enough to expand vocabulary and get exposed to different sentence structures.
Step 4, and this is controversial, was he stopped worrying about grammar.
Not completely, but he stopped obsessing over perfect grammar in every sentence.
He realized that native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time in conversation. What matters is being understood.
So he focused on communication, not perfection.
And step 5 was he immersed himself in English media, movies, TV shows, YouTube videos, everything in English.
This wasn't structured study. This was just enjoyment. He watched things he actually wanted to watch.
Because if you're forcing yourself to watch boring educational content, you'll quit after a few days.
But if you're watching TV shows you love, you'll keep going. And passive exposure to English is still exposure.
So that was Carlos's system. Speaking daily, active listening, reading, and entertainment.
Within 30 days, he noticed he could understand movies without subtitles better.
Within 60 days, he had actual conversations with native speakers without constant translation.
And within 90 days, he was fluent. People would ask him where he learned English so well.
Now, we've done this with other students. Let me tell you about Maria from Spain.
Maria's situation was different. She already had some English knowledge from school, but she was terrified to speak.
She could read and write pretty well, but her speaking was so hesitant and slow that people thought she didn't know much English.
So her 90-day transformation was different. She needed confidence more than vocabulary.
So her system was different. She did a lot of speaking practice, but she also recorded herself speaking.
She would record a 10-minute video of herself just talking. Then she would listen back and cringe.
But that cringing is important. It's feedback. It shows you where you need to improve.
After listening to herself, she would do it again, record another 10-minute video, and listen back again.
Rapid improvement came from this feedback loop. Record, listen, adjust, record again.
Within 30 days, her pronunciation was already noticeably better. Within 60 days, she sounded fluent.
By day 90, she was having confident conversations with strangers in English without planning what to say in advance.
So that's the pattern we've seen with multiple students. The 90-day transformation is real.
But it requires consistency. It requires practice every single day.
You can't do it for 3 days, then take a week off, then do it again. That doesn't work.
It has to be daily, rain or shine, even if it's just 30 minutes on busy days.
Consistency beats intensity. Daily 30 minutes is better than weekly 5-hour study sessions.
So let me break down the exact 90-day system that works.
Days 1 through 30, foundation building. Focus on daily speaking practice.
Speak for at least 1 hour every day. Talk to yourself, explain things, practice conversations.
Days 31 through 60, acceleration phase. Add active listening and reading to your daily speaking.
Now you're speaking 1 hour, listening 45 minutes, and reading 30 minutes per day.
Days 61 through 90, integration phase. Combine all skills plus start having real conversations.
By this point, you're confident enough to actually talk to native speakers, online language exchange, language tutors, anyone.
Within 90 days following this system, you will be noticeably fluent. Not perfect, but genuinely fluent.
So what are the common mistakes people make that prevent them from getting fluent in 90 days?
Mistake 1. Not speaking enough. They study passively but never actually produce English.
You have to speak. Not someday, every day. Speaking is where fluency comes from.
Mistake 2. Being afraid of mistakes. They get so scared of saying something wrong that they don't speak at all.
But mistakes are how you learn. If you're not making mistakes, you're not pushing your boundaries.
Mistake 3. Studying grammar excessively. They memorize every grammar rule but can't form a sentence in real time.
Grammar knowledge is useful, but it doesn't equal fluency. Fluency is automatic production of English without thinking.
Mistake 4. Not listening actively. They listen to podcasts passively while doing the dishes, not actually paying attention.
You have to listen intentionally. Take notes, pause, rewind, make sure you understand.
Mistake 5. Inconsistency. They study hard for a week, then stop for 2 weeks when they get busy.
Consistency is everything. Daily 30 minutes beats weekly 5-hour sessions every single time.
Mistake 6. Perfectionism. They won't speak until they think they're ready. They wait for perfect grammar.
But perfect grammar comes after fluency, not before. Get fluent first, then refine.
So how do you actually implement this 90-day system in your life?
Step 1. Schedule it. Put it in your calendar like any other appointment. Daily 30 minutes minimum.
Step 2. Find a speaking partner or practice speaking alone consistently. Don't wait for perfect conditions.
Step 3. Choose listening materials you actually enjoy. English shows, podcasts, movies you like.
Step 4. Read things you interest. News, stories, social media. Doesn't have to be textbooks.
Step 5. Get a language exchange partner or tutor. Real conversation practice is crucial in weeks 7 through 12.
Step 6. Document your progress. Record yourself. Write down how you feel. Notice improvements.
The motivation comes from seeing progress. If you're tracking it, you'll see improvement and stay motivated.
So here's my question for you. Are you ready for a 90-day English transformation?
Because it's possible. We've seen it happen with dozens of people.
From complete beginner to genuinely fluent in just 90 days.
And it doesn't require expensive classes or special programs, just daily, consistent practice.
Speaking, listening, reading. That's it. That's the formula.
If you can commit to 90 days of daily English practice, your English will transform.
And on day 91, you'll be looking back amazed at how far you've come.
So here's my challenge to you. Commit to 90 days, just 90 days of daily English practice.
Track your progress, record yourself, notice the improvements.
I guarantee you'll be shocked at how much you improve.
So, thank you for listening to this episode about 90-day English transformation.
If you're willing to try this, comment below and tell us you're starting the 90-day challenge.
Let us know in 90 days how much you've improved.
Because we want to hear your success stories.
If this was helpful, please like and subscribe for more content about rapid English improvement.
Because fluency is possible for everyone. You just need the right system and consistency.
Thank you for learning with us. We'll see you in the next episode.
And remember, 90 days to fluency. You can do it.
Goodbye, everyone. Start your 90-day challenge today.
See you in 90 days to celebrate your transformation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm an English teacher.
And I'm also an English teacher. And today we're doing something that we have to do as teachers, reacting to videos with bad grammar.
And we're not doing this to be mean. We're doing this because understanding common mistakes helps learners avoid them.
Plus, it's actually pretty funny what we see out there sometimes. People teaching English who don't necessarily speak it perfectly.
So we found some examples of grammar mistakes that appear in popular YouTube videos, and we're going to react to them honestly.
First one, we found the video about present perfect tense, and the teacher said, I have went to the store.
Oh, no. No. That's wrong on so many levels.
Right? Present perfect is have gone, not have went. Past participle is gone, not went.
And the fact that this was in a teaching video is concerning, because now hundreds of students have learned the wrong thing.
Exactly. The correct form is I have gone to the store, or if it's past tense, I went to the store.
But not I have went. That's just grammatically impossible.
Next one, a video about count and non-count nouns. The teacher said informations is important.
Oh my God, informations? Information is not countable.
You cannot say informations. It's information, just information.
It's like saying waters or furnitures. You just don't say it like that.
The correct sentence is information is important. Singular, always singular.
But this teacher was literally teaching students that you can pluralize non-count nouns, which you can't.
Moving on. Third one, a video about articles. The teacher said, a apple is red.
Wait, a apple?
Yes, a apple. When the word starts with a vowel sound, you use an, not a.
It's an apple, not a apple. This is such a basic rule.
And it's one of the first things you learn about English articles. A learner should know this on day 1 of English class.
The fact that a supposed English teacher got this wrong is, I don't even know what to say.
The correct way is an apple is red.
And you need that N because apple starts with a vowel sound.
Next one, a video about subject-verb agreement. The teacher said the team are playing well.
Okay, this one's actually tricky because it depends on whether you're using British or American English.
Right, in British English, you might say the team are playing because you're thinking of the team as individuals.
But in American English, the team is playing is correct because the team is a single unit.
So this isn't necessarily wrong, it just depends on the English variant.
But the teacher should have explained that. Just saying the team are without context is confusing.
Agreed. The teacher should have said, in American English, we say the team is playing because we treat the team as a single unit. In British English, you might say the team are playing.
Exactly. Context is important when teaching.
Next one, a video about modal verbs. The teacher said, you should to go there.
You should to go? No. After should, you don't use to.
It's you should go, not you should to go.
This is a modal verb rule. Should, can, might, must, they all take the bare infinitive, not the infinitive with to.
So the correct way is you should go there.
And the incorrect you should to go sounds so unnatural that you'd think people would notice immediately.
But apparently not everyone does.
Next one, a video about the difference between your and your. The teacher said, you're going to love this.
Oh no, you're going? No.
It's you're going, as in you are going, not you're going.
How do you teach English and get this wrong?
I have no idea. Your is possessive. Your is the contraction of you are.
The correct sentence is you're going to love this.
And this is such a common mistake that native speakers see it all the time. It's frustrating when teachers don't know the difference.
Next one, a video about past continuous tense. The teacher said he was reading when I came home.
Actually, that one is correct. That's the right use of past continuous.
Oh, I was expecting it to be wrong. Let me read the actual mistake.
Oh, I see. The teacher also said, I was go to the store when it started raining.
I was go to the store? No, that's wrong on multiple levels.
It should be, I was going to the store with the ing form.
You can't say was go, it's was going.
The past continuous is was or were plus the ing form, though was going, not was go.
The correct sentence is I was going to the store when it started raining.
But the teacher literally showed both a correct example and an incorrect example and didn't explain the difference clearly.
That's the thing about reacting to these videos. Sometimes it's not just about the grammar, it's about the teaching methodology.
Right, even if the teacher knows the right answer, if they don't explain it well, students won't understand.
Next one, a video about relative clauses. The teacher said, the book that I readed is interesting.
Readed? That's not even a word.
The past tense of read is read, not readed.
It's an irregular verb. Read, read, read. The pronunciation changes, but the spelling stays the same.
So you say, I read the book yesterday, not I readed the book.
And putting readed in a teaching video about relative clauses is confusing because now the student is focused on the wrong verb form instead of learning about relative clauses.
Exactly. Bad grammar in a teaching video distracts from the lesson.
Next one. A video about the difference between to, and to. The teacher said, I want to go to the party too.
Oh no. At the end, it should be to, not to.
To is a preposition. To means also. To is the number.
So the correct sentence is, I want to go to the party too, with to at the end.
But this video is specifically about the difference between these three words, and the teacher used the wrong one.
It's like teaching about homophones and then using the wrong homophone. It defeats the purpose.
Next one, a video about conditionals. The teacher said, if you would come, I would be happy.
That's actually not quite right. In the second conditional, you don't use would in the if clause.
Right. The correct form is, if you came, I would be happy.
Use simple past in the if clause, such as if you came, and would in the main clause, I would be happy.
So if you would come, I would be happy is incorrect.
But this mistake is surprisingly common even among native speakers.
Which is why it's in these teaching videos, because people think it sounds right, but it's not.
The correct conditional is, if you came, I would be happy.
Next one, a video about active and passive voice. The teacher said, the cake was eaten by him.
That's actually grammatically correct, but it's awkward phrasing.
Right, you could say that, but native speakers would usually say he ate the cake or he ate the cake instead of the passive voice.
But the teacher was specifically teaching passive voice, so it's technically correct, just awkward.
However, the teacher could have taught better examples.
Next one, a video about relative pronouns. The teacher said, the person which I talk to is nice.
Which for a person? No, you use who for people.
Which is for things. Who is for people.
So the correct sentence is, the person who I talked to is nice.
Or even more correct, the person to whom I talked is nice.
But yeah, using which for a person is a clear mistake.
And again, this is in a teaching video about relative pronouns, so the teacher should definitely know the difference.
Let me ask something. When you're reacting to these videos as a teacher, how frustrated do you get?
Honestly, it depends. If it's a native speaker who makes a casual mistake, I'm less frustrated.
But if it's someone presenting themselves as an authority on grammar and they're teaching incorrect grammar, that's when I get frustrated.
Exactly, because they're influencing thousands of learners who might trust them.
And those learners will then use that incorrect grammar in their own speaking and writing.
And it spreads. Bad grammar spreads.
So what would you say to people who are teaching English but making these mistakes?
First, I'd say double check your grammar. If you're teaching it, it needs to be correct.
Second, I'd say ask for feedback. Have other teachers review your content.
And third, I'd say acknowledge when you're not 100% sure about something. It's better to say, I'm not 100% sure about this, than to teach it incorrectly.
Because a teacher who admits uncertainty is more credible than a teacher who teaches wrong grammar confidently.
Exactly. Confidence in incorrect grammar is worse than uncertainty about correct grammar.
What about learners? What should they do if they're watching a teaching video and they're not sure if the grammar is correct?
Check multiple sources. Don't just trust one video.
Look it up in a grammar book or on a reputable grammar website.
And if you see grammar that doesn't look right, trust your instinct. Ask about it in the comments or ask a real teacher.
Because the internet has a lot of misinformation, unfortunately.
But it also has a lot of correct information. You just have to be careful about what sources you trust.
So the big takeaway here is English grammar matters, even in teaching videos.
And if you're a learner, verify information from multiple sources before you trust it.
And if you're a teacher, make sure your grammar is correct before you teach it.
Because thousands of students are watching your videos and learning from you.
And incorrect grammar will spread to them.
So thank you for listening to this episode where we reacted to bad English grammar videos.
If you're an English teacher and you want to submit your videos for us to react to, send them in the comments below.
And if you're a learner and you want to know if a grammar rule is correct, ask in the comments and we'll help.
If this video is helpful, please like and subscribe for more honest takes on English grammar and language teaching.
Because knowing the difference between right and wrong grammar is crucial for learners.
And it's important for teachers to teach correct grammar.
Thank you so much for learning with us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
And remember, check your grammar before you teach it. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're talking about something that nobody wants to admit.
But we're going to be honest with you. It's about what native English speakers actually think when you speak English.
And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but hear me out. It's not about judging you as a person. It's about what your English communicates to a listener.
So let's start with the obvious one. When someone speaks English very slowly and carefully, word by word, what do native speakers think?
Honestly, our first thought is usually, this person is not very confident in English, or they're translating from their native language as they speak.
It doesn't mean they're not intelligent. It just means their English level is probably beginner or early intermediate.
And that's fine, but it affects how people perceive you in professional or educational situations.
For example, if you're in a job interview and you're speaking super slowly, the interviewer might think you can't handle the pace of the job.
Even if you're perfectly capable of doing the work.
Right, so speed matters, but it's not about being fast. It's about being confident and smooth.
When someone speaks fluently, without too many hesitations, native speakers automatically assume they're educated and intelligent.
Even if they make grammar mistakes.
Exactly. If you speak fluently with mistakes, people forgive the mistakes. But if you speak slowly and carefully, people notice every single mistake.
So fluency is more important than perfect grammar?
In terms of perception, yes, because fluency signals confidence, and confidence makes people trust you more.
Let's talk about hesitations. Words like like, What do native speakers think?
These are filler words. Everyone uses them, including native speakers. But if you use them too much, it signals nervousness or lack of preparation.
Like, if you say like in every sentence, native speakers think you're either very young or not very educated.
It's unfair, but it's true. The perception is real.
And the same with and A few here and there is fine, but if you're saying between every word, people think you don't know what you're going to say next.
So, filler words destroy credibility?
Not completely, but they damage it. One doesn't hurt. 20 ums in a 2-minute speech, that's a problem.
What about accent? When someone has a very thick accent, what do native speakers think?
This is tricky because it's very regional, but generally, people don't judge you for having an accent. Everyone has an accent.
But they might judge you if you're hard to understand. If people have to strain to understand you, that's when it becomes a problem.
So it's not about having an accent, it's about clarity and intelligibility.
Right. Some people have thick accents but are completely clear and easy to understand, and some people have lighter accents but mumble or speak unclearly.
The clarity matters more than the accent thickness.
What about grammar mistakes? How much do native speakers really care?
This is where it gets interesting. Native speakers care way less about grammar than English teachers do.
If you make a grammar mistake but you're fluent and confident, most people won't even notice.
But if you make the same grammar mistake while speaking slowly and hesitantly, people notice it and judge it.
So it's the combination of factors. Slow speech plus mistakes equals bad impression.
Exactly. It's not one thing, it's the total package. If you're confident and fluent, people forgive almost everything.
What about vocabulary? If someone uses very simple words, what do native speakers think?
If you use simple words but you speak fluently and clearly, people think you're communicating effectively.
But if you use very limited vocabulary and can't express yourself, people think you're not very intelligent.
Even though intelligence and vocabulary aren't the same thing.
Right, but that's the perception. If you can't express yourself with more than basic words, people assume you're not educated.
Let me ask about pronunciation. If someone mispronounces words, how much does that matter?
Again, it depends on context. If you mispronounce a few words here and there, nobody cares.
But if you mispronounce common words, people notice, and they might judge you.
For example, if you say comfortable wrong or February or pronunciation, people will definitely notice.
Because those are words that fluent speakers say correctly automatically.
And mispronouncing them signals that you haven't heard the word spoken aloud enough times.
What about confidence? Is that actually something people perceive?
Absolutely. Confidence is huge. Someone who speaks with confidence is automatically perceived as more intelligent and more credible.
Even if they're making mistakes, the confidence carries them.
But someone who speaks perfectly correct English but seems uncertain, people doubt them.
So it's not just about English quality, it's about how you deliver it.
Exactly. English quality is only part of it. Delivery is just as important.
Let's talk about specific situations. Job interview. What are native speakers listening for?
In a job interview, the interviewer is listening for, can this person communicate clearly? Are they intelligent? Can they think on their feet?
They're not listening for perfect grammar. They're listening for fluency, clarity, and confidence.
If you speak with hesitation and uncertainty, they might think you can't handle the pressure of the job.
Even if the job isn't about speaking English.
Right, but communication is a universal skill. If you seem uncertain in English, people assume you might be uncertain in your job too.
What about presentations, speaking in front of a group?
This is where everything matters even more. Presentations require clear pronunciation, fluent delivery, organized thoughts, and confidence.
If you're presenting and you're stumbling over words, people stop listening to your content.
They're too busy noticing your stuttering and hesitations.
So the message gets lost.
Completely. You could have brilliant ideas, but if you can't deliver them fluently, people don't hear the ideas.
They hear the bad English.
What about casual conversation? Are people less judgmental there?
A bit, yeah. In casual conversation, people are more forgiving because everyone makes mistakes casually.
But even in casual conversation, if you speak with confidence and fluently, people like you more.
People are naturally drawn to confident communicators.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is it fair that people judge you based on English quality?
No, it's not fair, but it's real, and we should acknowledge it instead of pretending it doesn't happen.
People do judge, and understanding that judgment can actually help you communicate better.
How does understanding the judgment help?
Because once you know what people are listening for, you can work on those things.
Instead of just memorizing grammar rules, you can focus on fluency, confidence, and clear pronunciation.
Those things matter way more than perfect grammar.
So what are the top things native speakers listen for when you're speaking English?
Number 1 is fluency. Can you speak smoothly without too many hesitations?
Number 2 is clarity. Can people understand you? Is your pronunciation clear?
Number 3 is confidence. Do you sound like you know what you're talking about?
Number 4 is vocabulary. Can you express yourself effectively?
And number 5 is grammar, but honestly, this is last on the list.
Most native speakers care about grammar the least.
That's surprising. English teachers care about grammar so much.
I know, but native speakers, we care about whether we can understand you and whether you sound confident.
Grammar mistakes don't really bother us unless they seriously confuse meaning.
So, what's the number one mistake non-native speakers make?
Speaking too slowly and hesitantly, it destroys credibility.
Even if your grammar is perfect, if you're speaking slowly and with lots of pauses, you sound uncertain.
And uncertain sounds less intelligent, even if you are intelligent.
How can someone fix this? How do you become more fluent?
Practice speaking, not studying, speaking.
You need to practice actually speaking English, not just reading about it.
The more you speak, the more automatic it becomes. And the more automatic it is, the more confident you sound.
What about practicing alone? Can you do that?
Yes, talk to yourself. Practice explaining things out loud. Practice having conversations out loud.
Most learners study silently, but you need to hear yourself speaking.
When you speak out loud, you notice hesitations, filler words, and pronunciation mistakes.
And you can correct them in real time.
How long does it take to become fluent?
Fluency isn't something that happens suddenly. It's a gradual process.
But people often notice improvement within weeks if you're practicing speaking regularly.
And within months, your fluency can be noticeably better.
The key is consistent speaking practice, not just studying.
Let me ask about accents again. If someone really wants to remove their accent, can they?
Most adult language learners never completely remove their accent, and that's okay.
Accents are fine. The goal isn't to sound like a native speaker, it's to be clear and intelligible.
But if someone really wants to improve their accent, they need to practice listening and mimicking native speakers.
It's possible, but it takes focused practice.
Is it worth it? Should someone try to remove their accent?
I think it depends on your goals. If you're happy with your accent, keep it.
But if you feel like people don't understand you, then working on pronunciation clarity is worth it.
The goal should always be to be understood, not to sound native.
So, what would you say to someone who's worried about their English?
I'd say, understand that people will judge based on fluency, clarity, and confidence. That's real.
But don't be discouraged. You can improve all 3 of those things with practice.
And the improvement is actually noticeable fairly quickly.
Within a few months of focused speaking practice, your English will be noticeably better.
And people will respond to you differently.
How will they respond differently?
With more respect, more attention, more interest.
People are naturally drawn to confident, fluent communicators.
So by improving your English fluency, you're not just improving your English, you're improving how people perceive you.
And that affects every conversation you have.
That's powerful.
It really is. Your English quality directly impacts how people see you.
So it's worth investing time in it.
Definitely. And the good news is that speaking practice is free. You can do it anywhere, anytime.
You don't need a teacher, you don't need an app, you just need to speak.
Talk to yourself. Explain things out loud. Have conversations. Record yourself and listen back.
These are all free ways to improve your speaking fluency.
And they work.
So the key takeaway is, don't worry about perfect grammar. Focus on fluency, clarity, and confidence.
And do that by practicing speaking, not just studying.
Exactly. Speak more, study less. That's the real secret.
Native speakers will respect you more, understand you better, and respond to you better.
And that confidence will carry into every area of your life.
So, thank you for listening to this episode. I hope it helps you understand what native speakers are actually thinking.
And I hope it motivates you to practice speaking more.
If this was helpful, please like and subscribe for more honest takes on English learning.
Because the stuff nobody talks about is usually the most important.
And we want to give you the real perspective from native speakers.
Thank you for learning with us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Take care and go practice speaking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Emma, and I'm British.
And I'm Jack, and I'm American. And today we're doing something that's apparently very entertaining.
We're reacting to each other's English, our accents, our words, our ways of speaking.
Which is funny because we're both speaking English, but sometimes we sound like we're speaking completely different languages.
Right? So let's start with the obvious, accents. Jack, when you hear a British accent, what's your first reaction?
Honestly, it sounds fancy, like you're about to tell me something important.
It's so funny because to me, it's just how I talk.
I know, but to American ears, British accents sound sophisticated, intelligent, maybe a little intimidating.
Interesting. And what about specific words like we say tomato differently
Oh man, you say tomato and we say tomato.
and we say it correctly?
See, that's what you say. But honestly, I can't imagine saying it like you do. It sounds so posh.
Posh, right. We have so many words that are different, like you call it a bathroom, we call it a toilet or loo.
Wait, you actually use loo? That sounds so weird to me.
And restroom sounds ridiculous to me. You're not going there to rest.
Fair point. What about elevators and lifts?
Yes, we say lift, you say elevator. We say lift, it's simpler.
But elevator makes sense. It elevates you.
Lift makes sense too, it lifts you up.
Okay, fair, but here's one that gets me. You say flat for apartment?
Yes, a flat, it's a flat. An apartment sounds so formal.
To me, an apartment is an apartment. A flat is flat, like the tire is flat.
That's so American, but we've been saying flat for centuries.
Okay. What about the way we pronounce vowels? Because I've noticed British people really stretch their vowels.
What do you mean?
Like you say dance instead of dance. You say bath like bath. It sounds so dramatic.
It's not dramatic, it's just how we say it. And you say dance too quick, you barely open your mouth.
That's because we're efficient. We don't need to overdo it.
Overdo it, we're just pronouncing it properly.
This is the eternal struggle. But honestly, the R sound, that's the biggest difference.
Oh God, yes, you Americans really roll your R's.
We don't roll them. We pronounce them properly.
You roll them. Water, you say water with this rolled R. We say water, it's clean and simple.
But water has an R in it. It deserves to be pronounced.
It is pronounced, but you Americans say every single R even when it's not there. Idea doesn't have an R, but you say idea.
Okay, fair point. But let's talk about something that really confuses me. You say can't like can't. That's wild.
And you say can't like can't. We're just doing it with a more open vowel.
It sounds like you're saying cunt and then adding a T sound.
Oh my God, it really does to American ears, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And what about got? You say got like you're about to spit it out.
We say got properly, and you Americans say got. Very weird.
It's not weird, it's just we open our mouths more. We're more expressive.
Or you're less precise, but let's talk about phrases. We have such different expressions.
Oh yes, like you say brilliant for everything good, and we say awesome or cool.
But brilliant is so much more expressive, and you've completely overused awesome.
What about lovely? You guys say something is lovely, and I'm like, is it lovely? Do you actually feel that way?
We're just being polite. It's a nice word to use.
It sounds like you're making fun of something, like sarcastically.
No, we genuinely mean it. But here's one. You say, I'm down to mean I agree. To us, that means you're sad.
Oh, right. You want to grab lunch? Yeah, I'm down. But to you, it sounds like I'm depressed.
Exactly. It's confusing. And what about pants? You say pants for what we call trousers.
Well, pants are pants. You call them trousers, which sounds like a completely different thing.
But we also have pants. They're underwear. So when you say nice pants, we think you're complimenting our underwear.
Oh my God, that's actually hilarious. I never thought about that.
Right? And knickers, you don't even know what that means.
I know it's British underwear. Intimate apparel?
Yes, but in America, you'd never hear that word.
Nope, completely different universe. What about pronunciation differences with place names?
Oh, yes. You say Leicester. We say Leicester. You butcher British place names.
We don't butcher them, we just pronounce them differently.
And you say Edinburgh, and we say Edinburgh.
Close enough. But the really annoying one is when Americans visit and say schedule wrong.
We say it right. Schedule.
No, it's schedule.
But it has a K.
English spelling is chaos, and we both know it. But the British way is correct.
Okay, here's my thing. I've noticed British people say hello much more formally than Americans.
We don't say it formally. It's just the proper greeting. What's wrong with hello?
Nothing, but we just say hey or what's up or how's it going. It's more casual.
What's up makes it sound like you're asking about the sky.
It's just casual, that's all. And I've noticed British people are very into apologizing.
We're not into apologizing. We're just polite.
You apologize for everything. Someone bumps into you and you apologize?
Because it's polite. And Americans are so loud and direct.
We're not loud, we're just expressive and direct. We say what we mean.
You say things that would horrify us in Britain, like you're very straightforward.
And you're very indirect. You say something is not ideal when you mean it's terrible.
Because we don't want to be rude, we're softening it.
But we get it. I've learned to interpret British sarcasm and understatement.
And I've learned that Americans mean what they say. They're not being mean, they're just being honest.
Exactly. Different cultures, different communication styles.
But I have to say, after spending time with Americans, your accent doesn't sound strange anymore.
Really? That's interesting, because British accents still fascinate me.
See, that's because Americans have multiple accents. Southern, New York, Midwestern.
Right, and British people act like you all sound the same.
But they do all sound kind of the same to us, like you're all just American.
But the South sounds nothing like New York.
Maybe not to you, but to us, they're both American English.
Okay, fair. But here's the real question. Which accent is better?
Obviously British.
Absolutely American.
You're just biased.
So are you.
True, but I think different accents are good for different things. British sounds sophisticated.
American sounds confident and straightforward.
British is better for audiobooks.
American is better for action movies.
Fair assessment.
So I think the real takeaway is that both English speakers are equally confident their way is correct.
Obviously mine is. But seriously, I think it's just different preferences.
And honestly, after this conversation, I appreciate both more. British English is beautiful, but so is American.
Aw, that's sweet. I feel the same way. Different, but both valid.
Even though you're wrong about how to pronounce schedule.
And you're wrong about tomato.
Never. But this was fun. Listeners, let us know in the comments, whose accent do you prefer?
And tell us, do you have any British versus American English confusion?
We'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching.
If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more comparison videos like this.
Because comparing languages is always entertaining.
And educational. You learn so much about language and culture.
Exactly. Until next time, whether you speak British or American English, thanks for being here.
Goodbye from the British side.
And goodbye from the American side.
Cheers.
Take care.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, everyone. And today, oh man, we have the statistic to back this up. We're talking about mistakes that literally 99% of English learners make.
And I know that sounds dramatic, but once you hear these two mistakes, you're going to realize just how common they are.
We're not talking about advanced grammar here. We're talking about basic, everyday words that almost everyone uses incorrectly.
So if you've been making these mistakes, don't feel bad. You're part of the massive majority. But by the end of this episode, you'll be part of the 1% who say it correctly.
Let's dive in. The first mistake is so common that native speakers have basically stopped correcting it. But internally, we notice it every single time.
The word is actually.
Okay, so almost every English learner uses actually constantly, and they use it wrong.
What do you mean wrong? The word exists, right? You can use it.
Yes, the word exists, but most learners use it way too much and in the wrong places.
Show us an example of the mistake.
So a learner might say, I actually like this movie, or I'm actually very busy right now, or actually, I think that's wrong.
Okay, but isn't that correct?
Technically, yes, it's grammatically correct, but native speakers almost never say it like that. We use actually very rarely and usually only in specific situations.
So what's the rule?
Actually should only be used when you're correcting something or clarifying a misconception. That's it. That's the only time we use it.
Give us an example.
If someone says, I think you're American and you're British, you might say, actually, I'm British. You're correcting them.
Or if someone says, that's expensive, and you want to clarify, you might say, actually, it's pretty affordable.
So it's a contradiction word?
Exactly. It means contrary to what you might think, or I need to correct that. But learners use it just as a filler word, like or
They'll say, I'm actually very tired, but nobody said you weren't tired. There's nothing to correct.
Exactly. And when learners do this, native speakers notice immediately. We think they're using that word way too much.
So what should they say instead?
Just don't use actually. Say, I'm very tired. That's it. Simple, clear, native.
Or if you really want to emphasize something, you might say, I'm really tired, or I'm genuinely tired, but not, I'm actually tired.
And this is a mistake 99% of learners make?
Absolutely. Almost every non-native English speaker overuses actually. It's one of the most common mistakes we hear.
So the rule is simple. Only use actually when correcting or clarifying something. Otherwise, don't use it.
Moving on to the second mistake. This one is hilarious because it's so common.
The word is fun.
Oh no. Okay, so what's the problem with fun?
Native speakers have this rule about fun that learners constantly violate, and it makes us want to correct them every time.
What's the rule?
Fun is not a countable noun. You cannot have a fun or funs. It doesn't work that way.
So learners say things like, I had funs yesterday, or we had many funs at the party.
And that sounds so wrong to native speakers.
What's the correct way?
I had fun yesterday, or we had a lot of fun at the party, or we had such fun.
So never a fun, never funs, never many funs.
So it's like happiness or joy? You can't pluralize it?
Exactly. Fun is uncountable, like water or music or happiness. You don't say, I drank 3 waters. You say, I drank water, or I drank 3 glasses of water.
With fun, you can say, I had a lot of fun, or we had such fun, but never, we had 3 funs.
And this is where learners constantly mess up?
All the time, every single day, I hear learners say, we had funs, or that's a lot of funs. And every time, it's like, no, that's not how English works.
And it's such a basic word. Everyone learns it early on.
Yes, it's taught in beginner classes, but still, 99% of learners get it wrong.
Why do you think that is?
Probably because in their native language, fun might be countable, or they just haven't internalized the rule deeply enough.
But here's the thing. Once you know it's uncountable, you can never unknow it. You'll notice it forever.
So the rule is simple. Fun is uncountable, like joy, happiness, music, information, luggage. You can't pluralize it. You can't use with it. You just say, I had fun.
So these are the 2 mistakes, overusing actually and treating fun as a countable noun.
And 99% of learners do at least one of these constantly.
Probably both, honestly. Most learners overuse actually and say funs.
So if you've been doing this, you're part of the massive majority, which is why this is so relatable.
Exactly, this is relatability. Almost everyone watching this video has made these mistakes, probably still makes them.
But now you know the rules, so you can fix them.
Yes, it's simple. Don't use actually unless you're correcting something, and fun is uncountable. You can't have a fun or funs.
And once you fix these 2 things, your English will sound noticeably better.
Because these are such common mistakes that native speakers hear them constantly from non-native speakers.
So fixing them immediately sets you apart.
Right. You'll sound like you actually understand English grammar, not just English words.
So this week, I want you to do something. Track how many times you use actually. Just notice.
Yes, and notice if you ever catch yourself saying something like, I had funs, or that was a fun experience. Wait, actually, is that wrong?
No, that was a fun experience is correct. Fun can be an adjective. That movie was fun. This party is fun. But as a noun, it's uncountable.
So you can say, that was a fun time, or I had fun.
But not, I had a fun, or I had fun.
Exactly. The distinction is adjective, yes, you can use it normally. Noun is uncountable.
So this week, track your actually usage and notice if you're using fun correctly.
And next week, start fixing these mistakes.
It's easier than you think. Once you're aware of the rules, they become automatic.
And native speakers will definitely notice a difference.
So thank you for listening to this episode. We really hope it helps you become part of the 1%.
If this was helpful, please like and subscribe, because there are so many more mistakes we could cover.
And this episode was specifically about the ones that literally 99% of learners make.
So chances are you were making at least one of these.
But now you're aware, and awareness is the first step to change.
Thank you so much for learning with us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Have a wonderful